You may have heard a New York doctor is currently facing felony criminal charges for prescribing illegal medication. She never set foot in Louisiana, and yet a Louisiana grand jury indicted her today on a felony. I'm Eliza Orland's career public defender in Manhattan for 15 years, and I want to break down what's going on with this case. Dr. Maggie Carpenter, who practices in the state of New York through telemedicine, prescribed a medication to someone who lives in Louisiana. Dr. Carpenter lives in the state of New York, provided a service that is legal in the state of New York, and provided a medication that is legal in the state of New York. However, Louisiana just presented this case to a grand jury and secured an indictment. This is extremely concerning and, in fact, quite terrifying in spite of what are called shield laws that are in place in New York. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm extremely grateful that my Attorney General, Letitia James, put out this statement in response to this indictment, saying abortion care is health care. The criminalization of abortion care is a direct and brazen attack on Americans' bodily autonomy and their right to reproductive freedom. This cowardly attempt out of Louisiana to weaponize the law against out-of-state providers is unjust and un-American. We will not allow bad actors to undermine our providers' ability to deliver critical care. Medication abortion is safe, effective, and necessary, and New York will ensure that it remains available to all Americans who need it. Now, this is a strong statement, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate that New York has no plans to extradite this doctor to Louisiana. But I want to explain why shield laws might not be enough to protect people in these situations. I went to the Louisiana State Legislature's website to pull up the actual section of the law. It's, section 87.9, criminal abortion by means of abortion-inducing drugs. And when you read some of these sections, it really does seem like if this West Baton Rouge prosecutor is intent on going forward on this case, which seems likely given that they did present this case to a grand jury and secure an indictment, it does seem as though they'd be able to secure a felony conviction for which Dr. Carpenter might be facing 1 to 5 years in prison. Now, the shield laws might protect Dr. Carpenter when she is in New York, but if she has a felony conviction in Louisiana, what happens when she tries to travel? What happens when she's at an airport? What happens if she leaves the state? There are so many ways this could go wrong. And my fear really is not just that doctors are at risk, but that others will be at risk as well. We are likely to see states start trying to prosecute anyone who aids people seeking abortion care, people who fundraise for abortion funds or donate to abortion funds, people who share resources for folks in states where abortion has been outlawed on their social media, who literally post resource lists online, or even journalists who write about how to access care. Now, as for Dr. Carpenter, an arrest warrant has been ordered for her in the state of Louisiana. That is due to there being a pending felony indictment now against her. I understand that New York might not comply with an extradition warrant, but that doesn't mean that she's now just free and clear. Felony charges are serious, felony convictions are serious. And so I just want people to be aware that this case isn't just about one doctor, it's about where we're headed. The one other thing I want to point out is we haven't seen a copy of this indictment yet. This has not been published online. So all these news outlets that are covering this case are doing so based on simply the press release or the word of a prosecutor. We need to take a critical eye to anything that is put out on this until we see the firsthand documents ourselves. When I have that, I will certainly share it with all of you, so please make sure you're following along for this and any other legal issues you need to know about. Thanks for being here.